Okay, YouTubers, this is Joe from ArtAlienTV, and I've got something really cool to show you today. It looks like a building, but not just any old building on Mars. This one is cut right into the side of the cliff here on Mount Sharp. Basically, I've got this set of images here. This is Sol 3930, right? 3930. And this is the chem or chemistry camera on the Curiosity Rover, right? And there's a set of like 9 of these, right? These round ones here. And the first one here has a structure in it. Now I'll show you the Gigapan first, and then I'm going to show you some real close-ups of this thing, okay? Now I've got the raw one at the top. There's an enhanced one here with enhanced contrast. And the third one down has had a color filter added, right? So it's added color. But actually I'll show you the color one first because it's better. We've got the slopes of Mount Sharp. Now this is miles away from the rover, okay? It's like literally 2-3 miles away, maybe 4. It's around 3. And the camera zoomed right in. And for the first time, we're seeing some of these structures up close. A lot of these we've seen hundreds of times before, but from miles back. But the camera zoomed in nicely. Not as far as I would like, but it's zoomed in a long way, and we can see some of these things up close. And we've got down here in the first part of the image here on the left, we have this thing. Now it doesn't look much when you first look at it. You think, okay. And there's lots of cracks and weird shapes in some of these rocks, as I've shown before. A lot of it's natural. It has a sort of semicircular shape, kind of ovoid, with this kind of structure in the center of it. And you can't zoom right in on this, so what you need to do, if you don't have it already, I always recommend this hover zoom magnifier, and it will attach to almost any browser, and it's really cool. You can set the size and magnification, and here we have like a U shape with a square part, and we have this cross section coming across like a beam. And then we have an entrance down here, just there, and possible windows in it, okay? Now, this doesn't look like a normal house on Earth, where we just build something off the ground, right? This is a mountainside, and as I've said many, many times before, on this mountain, they were cutting into the mountain and living in the mountain as well as on it, okay? And there may still be people living inside this mountain right now. There's probably thousands of tunnels and stuff going on inside, okay? We don't know. If they were going to survive anywhere, this would be a good place because you'll probably have a source of fresh water in the mountain coming up from below. And we know that there is geothermal activity in the area as well, so there is water. But obviously it freezes on the surface. But under the mountain, in the mountain, that would be liquid water, okay? And the mountain would act like a big kind of filter, filtering out any impurities in the water. And by the time it gets near the bottom, it would be probably drinkable, okay? It'd act like a big filter. So here we are. Now let me show you the close-ups, because it's pretty hard to get a perspective on this, because we've got this sort of ridge here, and we've got steps in front coming up, like terraces or steps coming up, and then we have the structure here. Okay, let me zoom in there. This is the enlarged black and white version, and you can see that this doesn't look natural, right? We have this weird kind of curved part here in a sort of square, and then we have these parts either side which are symmetrical. And we have, well, there's like a window here, which is symmetry again. And we have like a little square door down here with a sort of arch over it as well, okay? And we've got these weird square kind of blocks going up the center in the middle here, right? Now let me show you again, enlarged, and this time color filtered. This probably looks more natural. Let's get a bit closer. There we are. Look at that. Now let me go back a little bit. It's a bit too close. Now look at the symmetry here. Right? Left and right. This part matches this part. This part matches this window, if it is a window. This black hole here matches that one. And then we have a hole down here, which looks like an entrance. Now the size of this, I estimate to be about 100 feet from this door here up to the top of the structure, which seems to be about here, right? It's about 100 feet. It could be 150, it could be 80. I don't know, but I'm gonna go with around 100. It's a long, long way from the Rover. We've zoomed in, so it's very hard to work out scale. I would say it's about 3 miles plus. It's about 5 kilometres, 3 miles-ish, something like that. Okay. Now just look at the even closer one. Now look at that. Look at this square here. Look at this beam going across. Look at these objects here attached to the front. It's very strange. If you go back a bit, you can actually focus on it better, right? Look at this. It's got a sort of semicircular shape. You can see the semicircle here. But actually the thing goes up further, and we got some kind of steps and parts above it, just above it there, which may be some kind of air vent or chimney or ventilation. Who knows, right? Now that Mars doorway that I showed months ago, which kind of went viral, I think, as I said in that video, I actually think it's probably some kind of ventilation shaft. It's not actually a door or doorway, maybe. I mean, it could be, but I think it's more likely to be a ventilation shaft. And it's down below here and to the right, about 2 miles down and to the right, much nearer the Rover, right? It was right in front of the Rover. This is miles up the mountain slopes, and the slopes go back and quite gradually, and we've got some crazy stuff going on here. Now, most of this is natural, I admit that, but look at some of these things. We've got here this structure, which also looks artificial, at least partly, just here, right? Look at these straight sections here. And this kind of dome shaped, it goes along and then it joins to this. So it goes along here, it goes behind this, and then we've got all this stuff going on here. Now, a lot of this is natural, but a lot of this looks like it's been quarried, right? In other words, look at this bit here. We've got these square parts cut out of it, it seems, right? Blocks, big blocks have been cut out. So what we're looking at here is probably a quarry, right? This here. If I use the magnifier, you can see these rectangular block sections that have been taken out or fallen out, right? Just there. This is sort of a dome shape. I mean, this may actually be a structure, an artificial structure. The thing is, when you cut structures into the rock, it's very hard to spot them because they're obviously camouflaged with the rock colour. And it's only when you get a close-up you can actually see the detail and see the windows and doors and entrances and things like that. It's only when you get in close. From a distance, this all just looks completely natural, right? It's not till you get close that you find it's not, right? There's this crazy thing here. I don't know what this is. It's really hard to get your head around some of this stuff. It's really crazy looking. I mean, is that some kind of pyramid that's collapsed or covered in sand or something? I don't know. It's really odd. It's got a kind of triangular shape to it. Very strange. And we got this one here. This is a further back clip, enhanced in black and white. This is the colour it comes in, no colour. And you can see quite clearly, if I darken this a bit more, let's add some contrast in there. Let's go really dark. Now, ignore that for now, but look at the thing next to it. There's like a wall here and part of a structure next to it here on the right of it. Just there. You can see this kind of wall section coming across that may have also been part of it. Okay? So there may have been another part of it here that's collapsed or something. And now you can see these steps and terraces in front, just here. So you could walk up here, up these steps, right to the entrance. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Now, a lot of it you can't see as well because this end of the image is very bright. You've really got to darken it quite a lot to get this detail to come out. But look at these details here. Look at that. And you can see this kind of ovoid shape to it, right? Now, let's look at the next one. This is the closer one, which is colorized, and I'm going to draw on this to show you what I mean. Because this is symmetry. The crossbeam comes across, we've got a window here, and a window here. It looks a bit like a bumper on a car. And then we have this here, going up, and if you look carefully, we've actually got a square here, right? That's almost perfectly square, but it's rounded. This is it's kind of beveled here with a rounded part. You can see this bevel and rounded corner. How can that be natural? If this was natural, this would all be broken randomly and with sharp edges, and this has been cut into the rock. Okay. That's what it is. I can't see how that can be natural. And then down the bottom here, we have an entrance just there with an arch over the top like that. Okay? But what is weird is this here. We've got something coming down in front of it, and then we've got these square blocks in a row coming down like this. And there's something in front of it there, hanging down or in front. Okay? Now I'm going to darken this up a bit more and see if I can drag that out a bit more for you. There we are. Look at those things there in the middle. That is mental. Let's go darker again. See that? And now you can see the symmetry because we've got a square here, we got one here, and then we've got another one here. Right? And then we got this here, and then this here. And then, I mean, this is insane, right? Absolutely insane. How could that be construed as a completely natural rock formation? I don't think it is. Let's get rid of that. Now let's look at the closer one. I've got the real close one here. Now if you get too close to it, it doesn't work because your eyes can't focus. But look at that. Look at that U shape. And if I flip it to negative, let's go negative. Look at that. Perfect. Perfect rectangles. Right? Another one there. You can see them. I mean, and look at those blocks. Look at them. Let's go darker. Go darker again. Look at those blocks there. Absolutely mental, right? And what this kind of reminded me of basically is something that Martin Graney found years ago, which I did a video on, and it was called Mars Bunker House has doorway and window, right? Now I'm going to play this with the sound off, just the last minute. Now check this out. I'll point these things out as we go along. Look at the overall shape of this thing. It's semicircular, this one. And this is way smaller. This is probably about 30 feet, maybe 40. Much smaller, but it has a door, which looks like it's been concreted up, and a window, a square window, which also looks like it's filled in. But we also have a structure next to it to the left here, which is all dilapidated and broken down. Look at that. It's very similar. It's not the same scale. This is much smaller. This is much further north where the other rover was, which died years ago now, Opportunity. But it had a good run. It went on for years and years. There we are, look at this. Look at this square window, semicircular structure cut into the bedrock on the edge of a crater. It actually looks better further back. We're a bit too close there. And there's other clips here showing the structures next to it as well. There's like a bunker shaped one here and a collapsed one here as well. There's a whole row of them here, but they've mostly collapsed down. So they were building into the rock, okay? Like bunkers. There are people living here. So, I mean, that was similar. That's good. There's Martine's clip there. This is Martine Graney's clip. So full credit to her for this one. Actually, it's Cape Verde. Base at Cape Verde. Okay? So it's not Endeavour Crater. It was near Endeavour Crater. It's just near. It's one of the sort of craters nearby. Right, okay, let's stop that. So basically, I mean, this is the part of the actual city that's near the one we're looking at today. This is up on the mountain, further to the right of where we are now, and much lower down. And not far from the Rover. This is only a couple of miles from the Rover. But the ones we're looking at today, up here, are much further over to the left of the mountain as we're looking at it, and much further away, more than twice as far away. But because it's zoomed in, we can see these crazy details which we don't normally see up close. These weird structures with these layers. Now, a lot of this is natural kind of crystallization in the rock and layers of rock that's just fallen away, which is quite natural. But this one really got me excited because what we've got here is something different. And I can't see how that can be explained away just as a natural, completely natural structure. There's far too much symmetry here. And the fact that it looks so similar in shape, we've got this semicircular shape to it, like the other one I just showed you, it's the same kind of idea. It's the same kind of architecture. It's the same kind of idea, basically. It's a different scale. This is way bigger. This is about 100 feet from there to there. It could be 150, like I said, it could be only 80, but it's big. It's no smaller than 80 feet. So this doorway is about 10 feet, and the archway is about 20. So times that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, up to there. Yeah, it's about 100. Okay? Let's have a look at it in here. Again, from here up to here, I would say is about 100. And we've got, look at the semicircular shape to the overall thing. And then these crazy cutout sections, which are symmetrical, almost like a bumper on a car. Absolutely mental. And there's that archway. Oh, let's do that again. There's the archway. And there's the door. Right? Alien structure. There's another square there, look. I mean, you could divide this up into squares. It's absolutely insane. Squares and rectangles, right? Within a semicircle with what looks like some kind of structure above it, like an air vent or chimney or ventilation shaft coming out the top there, right? Just above it. Absolutely mental. Look at this stuff. And those blocks, especially those blocks in the middle there, are insane. Absolutely insane. What's going on? What can I say? That's it really. I mean, what else can I say? So check out the links, check out the Gigapan. We've got different levels of zoom here. You can see it in added colour there. Black and white added contrast, and then the raw one at the top, which is a bit pasty and a bit bright, but you can see it really clearly actually, even though it's not being enhanced. You can see those shapes. And you can see the doorway actually there. Look at the doorway just at the bottom there, and then the arch above it, and then these dark window type holes, and then this square central part with the blocks coming down the middle, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then something sticking over the edge of this as well. Could it be something hanging down? I don't know. But this is tantalising stuff, and we got like a wall or a cut-out part next to it to the left, and then we've got that weird, what looks like a collapsed structure right by it, just here. Okay? And if you darken that, this really stands out, like I showed you, just here. That's the real close-up. And it's a bit hard to focus on because we're too close. But this one, you can really see it. Look at the symmetry, left and right. This one's good. But because it's darker, you've lost that detail of the door. But it's just there. Here's the double mean clip. Okay. Real close up. Look at these blocks. Now bear in mind, this is miles and miles away, so in reality, these are probably sharper edges. Okay. But, you know, this is a long way off, so you're not going to get really sharp defined edges from that distance, even if you zoom in. There we are. There's that weird thing there, which looks a bit like a pyramid. I don't know what to make of this at all. So, I mean, some of you, I know a lot of you out there are engineers and builders and that kind of thing. You may be able to decode some of this stuff better than me. So leave a comment if you think you've got some interesting points to make, and I'm sure some of you have. So there we are. I mean, there's different clips of it here. There's some of the stuff behind this ridge. Okay. And it's very bright, this part, so you can't see a lot of stuff here. You've got to darken it down. There's that thing there with the really straight parts coming across, layers, and it looks artificial. So thanks for watching, everybody. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I know at least 30-40% of you for most videos are not subscribed, so please press that sub button and make sure you have it all selected, because it gives you a little selection. If you click all, you will actually get notifications, because I know a lot of you haven't had a single notification all year until my last video, right? So they're not giving people notifications, and it's probably because you haven't got all selected on the bell, subscribe bell. Okay, so check your subscription status on the bell, on your bell settings, right? Okay, so thanks for watching. I will see you soon.